Yes, sure. Okay. I think you have been already just bombarded with a lot of information, more or less in the closing stage. So I'll just wrap up in some way in the applications, whatever we have gone through in the different domains. My experience in the GIS started from 1989, so I'm the 35 years in the industry. So I know a lot of people it is there. So I'll just go into that, some of the profile, whatever is that. I'm lucky to have that. I have worked in the different outside the Indian domains. I have visited Germany, Denmark, Dublin, Ireland, Poland, Kiev, wherever is the happening is now. All that things are other than the Middle East. I have served there in the Middle East in Dubai. I will come into that. So I have worked into more than about 300 projects in my life cycle, and the good or bad thing is that, and whatever the 10 or 11 organization I have worked, all has been poached me. I have not applied to them, and they have formed a network and other thing. They have actually poached me to join their organization, and then something happens into that. So this is the general things. So I will not go into that profile. I'll get into that, and this is the general whatever you can just read. This is not, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Sorry for the disruptions. And so this is the actually thing is that people wanted to know what is the GIS, and they all lot of people has deliberated on that. So it is a combination of the different technologies, ultimately coming from a some analysis with a geographic based, because everything is a geo-connotated, and now your background come into that, and your subject matter, if it is a your earth science, or it is a geography, or it is a geophysics, it is a civil engineering or a pipeline engineering, that comes into that. So barely the remote sensing and drone is just a platform or as a tool. I'll come into that. The digital, hello, digital mapping, whatever is the now the recent phase, it has started with the database surveying software and photogrammetry. All these things is there. I'll just try to, so you can actually under the sky everything is a GIS. You can do anything whatever your gray matter can think of. You can go to the GIS in the body GIS, like the whatever the your nerve cells or your MRI analysis. So that is also a GIS in one perspective. Sorry. So this is the general things. I am not game into the any Indian drone make or other thing. This is the conventional way. We are just showing as the topic. So this is their one technology and the total solutions. I will come into the different sectors because I have not put into that thing. I am in one way, although I started GIS field in 89, but the drone I have my first brushing or my thing is there when I have started in 2012. I was posted in the Gulf Computers, which is synonymous to the Map My India. All the Middle East mapping was done by that company, and I have worked there in the Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, and other things. So initially, first drone projects, which was done by the Fed system from the UK, they have a Dubai office. That was actually for the rooftop solar. They wanted that each building should be having some rooftop solar so that their carbon emission and other things can be reduced. In that perspective, they have actually wanted to go into that, but actually that didn't take off. But we have actually largest solar plant will have that thing. Will go a bit fast. So these are the different domains, infrastructure projects. I'll carry you through. This is one. Just run that video. Hello. This is a Sunprag Kedarnath, about 18-kilometer trekking route is there. We are actually doing the pre-feasibility study so that any all weather road is possible, or even there is a what's called the ropeway service is there. At this moment, it is a trekking point like Badrinath, you can go, but Kedarnath, you have to take a 18-kilometer trek. Start this thing, video. Video. So this is the video we have taken into that, and that is the, it is a 45 minutes video, but I have clipped shot into the different things, starting from the Sonprag, about 18 kilometer, the Cheney wise and other locations it is there. So actively called the pre-feasibility study. It is that if it is possible to do that, we have a all-weather road or we have a ropeway or a some in between. So the, whatever the technology, when it comes into that, then it will be project and other things planning will be done. Just I'll stop and you can just see this is the Mandakini river, and the best thing is that you know that as a civil engineer or other thing, the best way route forward is always follow the rivers. Rivers are the most optimum gradient, and all the road plan has to be done parallel to the whatever the river channels. So that is the most optimum route, because otherwise you have to have either a tunneling or other things. Obviously, ropeway and other thing can be done. So you can see that this is the image which has been collated by the different videos, and this is the things. So this is actually 18 kilometer, 45 minutes of survey. I have just cut short into 30 seconds. So this is another things in the road. This is actually you are coming about that Delhi to Katra, which is the first lane coming into that. So this is about 700 kilometer I have walked. This is a one sample area in the Panipat. That is a three section, Delhi to Panipat, Panipat to Ludhiana, Ludhiana to Katra. So this three section, the first section, it is when the, I'll not name the customer, NHI is the customer, Feedback Ventures is the actual implementer. I have worked with as a consultant with them. So this is the one part of the shot. First one is the detail one, the 400-meter land acquisition expansion plan, all these things there. Now this is another big project which is coming up with the BKB project, that is Bangalore, Kadapa, Vijayawada. Vijayawada is Amravati new things. It is about 300 kilometer. Karnataka government didn't give the permission, so it is actually stopping at the Puttaparthi area, Andhra Pradesh border to the Karnataka border. So we have done about a 190 kilometer, which is in the Andhra Pradesh states, newly formed. So that area you can see the detailed mapping and the chainage has been done, and 199 kilometer has been done in 3 months time for the total detailed planning. So this is another area, Ahmednagar to, this is a highway, Surat Napsari, Ahmednagar. So this is a one project. It actually got stuck into the NGT because there is a forested area you can see in the chainage that didn't get the permission. So we are actually planning that there should be tunneling without avoiding the tree cutting. So this is the alternative routing plan, and that's why the project has got stalled. It is a more than 8 years it has been running with the 3 levels of NGT and the other filing and environmental clearance. The alternative routing has been done, and that's why the environmental clearance was not there. So alternative plan and other things has been done. So this is the same area, whatever is that in the 3D model you can just see. So how it has been created in a small clips. I'll go a bit fast. So this is another thing is that the next stage on the road sector, that is the LiDAR image, and you can say this is the MLS car-based LiDAR system, like a figure system has been used. And on the left hand side, you can see this is the Panvel area of the Mumbai. Now, why did this road and other thing? It is a conventional thing. What is the NHI is actually putting a lot of money to maintain that thing. So how the revenue can be augmented by the billboard and the advertisement right and other thing, other than the operation maintenance of that thing. So that way we have actually put on the billboard. कहाँ पे आपको क्या बोलते हैं ज्वेलरी का लगाना है या कहाँ पे बिलबोर्ड लगाना है, all that things as a revenue generation, that is actually purpose of that thing. And a detail mapping means exactly the pillar of the billboard where it has to be there, if not in the central lamp post. So this is the LiDAR image. You have a 3D image and other things. I will not go into that. Even the transmission tower on the side, if it has to be relocated or an expansion plan to be done. This is the normal GIS map. You can see on the left side is ortho and the right side is the vectorized map. The Navi Mumbai area is about 35 kilometers. So this is actually our close to the neighbor, very tough to get a flying permission in a red zone. This is actually our Rajiv Chowk. You have seen whoever is traveling to the Gurgaon, the initial 6 lane to now the 18 lanes. All that toll gate has been opened. So that expansion plan with a LiDAR and other things, even wherever there is the drainage manhole and the stormwater drainage has to be done, that is there. So these are the different plan. This is the LiDAR we have done, carried out. This is the GIS map with a different load things. This is the depth of the different objects, whatever the route or roof overbridge or the diversion channel or exit route. This is the one area, I'll just tell that this is Arunachal Pradesh, very tricky area we have done for the BRO. I'll just run the video. You can see very tough foliage and other things. If you do the conventional RGB, you cannot do it. So it is all over the red. Every year, more or less, part of this road is get washed up because of the Brahmaputra floods. So we have to actually elevate that road from the present ground level to something around 20 meters above, which is the above flood level plain. In that way, this is been done. So this is you can see how the topography is so challenging, and it is road is only a single way, only smaller patch is a double way. So it is hardly 4 meters of width. I'll just go through. Next. This is another we have done into the railway. It is in the Panna area. It is a new road coming up, or the single lane to the double lane. On the left hand side, you can see the ideal thing is the yellow channel, the point joining that, or there is no sharp and other things. The red is the ultimately they wanted that after the ground survey, that is the feasible. Blue is the alternative route for the tunneling has to be done. And then you can see on the right hand side the digital map. The yellow line is the actual plan map, or actually whatever you have captured on the field is this updated map. So that is the arrow is marked that the change or other things will be moved into that direction. This is one of the areas for the railway. This is what we have done in the Goa Konkan Railways. One of my colleagues who is the IPS officer is the Konkan chairman, means Konkan Railways chairman. I am happy to work with him, Dr. Jha. So this is the one area that is at the Kullam and other thing. You can say the topography is so much of change. In 27 kilometer, you have a total drop of 500 meter. So it is a very high challenge for a train to go into that area. And the loop you can see how on the right hand side top one, that how the railway loop is there. And this is the on the back of the what is called the wagon van. We have a static glider. So this is taking when the train is going, that is. So these are the different, I will not go into that. These are the GPS point or whatever we have created. This is the leveling exercise because the terrain is very tough, challenging. All that thing, I will not go into the leveling exercises. However, the survey background, they will understand better. So these are the different things. I'll just have screenshots. So ultimately, you can see wherever even for the civil engineering, or the piers has to be there, or the cantilever bridge has to be there, and the topographic map. This is a very challenging, and it took 3 times visit because the data or other things got, because of some reasons, we have to refly. This is the pipeline monitoring. This we have done into the Russia actually. Now the confront place. So earlier it used to be by the helicopter and other things. Now they are doing with the drones wherever the point of incidence or other thing. The pipeline is going above the ground, not under the ground, because these are a more or less sparse area, not persons. But if the foliage and other things comes and covers, if they dry and there is some fire incidents can happen. On that basis, they have a different, at every 20 kilometer, they have a drone hub, and they cover 20 kilometer up, 20 kilometer down. So they have a everyday roster type, like a PCR van going from a one police station or one road. The same way they are doing into that. So this is the detailed map of the certain sections wherever the problem is there. I will not elaborate on that. This is the pipeline systems or the cross country, like the Russian gas is going to the UK or a Germany. That is the same route, whatever is there. Now because of the geopolitics, that is more or less stopped. This is actually I'll call it the thermal imaging of the substation in the Titagarh area in the Calcutta suburb area. The point of interest or the transformer might fail, or the busbar might fail, or the grid may trip. So that way we have found out 11 hotspots which needs a very fast repairing or a maintenance. So this is for the Pune area. I will not get into that. This is the Pune expansion area. The third runway was coming. So this is with the Airport Authority of India as a consultant. I worked with a GIS part. Now they have also upgraded with this. This is another area on the, I'm not go because those are the secret area. I cannot give you the airport area, the Pune data, another thing I cannot share on a public forum. This is one area on Arunachal Pradesh for the defense purpose. I will not disclose that thing, but it is close to the zero area. You know the zero that is there. So there is a small strip which is only for a defense, very camouflaged and other thing. It is close to about 40 kilometers from the Arunachal Pradesh China border, the Doklam area or other things. So that is Tawang, our minister is there. So it is on his initiative. This is there. This is only 850 meters runway and just 5 minutes. So I'll just give you into that. I'll share screenshot. So this is a critical area. You can say that the DTM Aadhaar, but the runway is very small, and then you can get the DTM model, how the area or the topography or the geology or the embankment, everything you can do. So this is the detailed map of the topography. Then it is the orthophoto, and you can see the runway which is operating into that. I'll come into the canal and prospection. It is also one. I'll just go through the slide because I'm short of time. And this is how the canal and other canal command area is the project. And this is we have done with the NW National Water Development Authority and Central Water Commissions. This is in the Gaya area. That is the Gandak River, part of it, initial. And this is the actually image coming from the Delhi Ganga Nahar Canal. So these are the different stages. Yes, all the graphics will be self-explanatory how in the construction. Now I'll come into the second phase. I'll go into the basically 5 phases. I've just covered one. This is the 3D modeling, city modeling, whatever we have done. This is also the Pune city. It is a rendered model or a BI model. Then you can actually do that thing for a different things. You can have nowadays backpack and other thing, but it is from the done from the aerial survey. So this is another for the Ghar Ghar Jal Yojana. This is this area, Rauri village, Ahmednagar, Maharashtra. What we have done, so this is the ground control. These are the different classes. Every houses or as per the government PMO order, any village or any urbanized or a peri-urban village, anything they have a more than 1 lakh population, they should have a drinking water, which is a mission planning mode. They are working all across things. Wherever it has not happened, this has been done into that with a what is called the PHED, Public Health Engineering Department. So these are the different model. I will not go into that. These are the conventional things. So now another thing, I will come into the GVMC, Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation. I stayed for the 7 years. I walked into that. I will start into that. This is the cadastral map. Wherever the city is under expansion, the Vizag steel plant is also part of it. This is the topographic area, about 700 square kilometer, and it took about 1.5 months. And out of that, actually, it took 6 months to get a permission because Eastern Naval Command headquarters is there. So there is a lot of hassles. So we have to take admission and the permission, and there is also Vizag Airport. So all that area, despite that, we could get it. So these are the initial, the ortho, whatever the land cadastral map. I have worked in a lot. Right side is the icon of satellite data. Left side is actually the orthophoto merged with that thing, with other things. It is just a comparison. Obviously now coming into that, images whatever 1 meter or a 50 centimeter, that is a coarse resolution. Wherever you are coming into the 5 centimeter resolution, it is a 100x data. So data bytes is also more, connotation is also more, but you have to understand what is the purpose of it. So in certain things in a regional scale, remote sensing is better way, but the drone is for a smaller area or the repeatability and other things. So this is the things I just again repeated. I think this is the road, whatever overpass is going. I'll just could not go. This is the land base from the orthophoto we have created. This is the created digitized version. Now you will see the GIS map. This is the first. This is from the satellite. I have not updated in that. These are the road has been created. Then all the buildings has been created or the vectorized. Then their name and other thing. Then the one river canal is there, which is the Araku Valley or that things, which is an underground cave is there for all these things. Now this is the e-governance projects, the tax automations. I have now the filter. What I have saying is that 10 years old satellite data. I have that it is a one story and it has this much of square image. Or 2 minutes. So this is one way that is there. It has been done. That is the e-governance project for the tax automation, like you are paying online on that. We have created that you have actually gone from a ground floor to the 5th floor, then the tax will be changing. So you can say the different thing, even the building permission or the building code is also taken and the owner detail and other things come. This is the similar area. What we have done is that in this area, just a minute. This is the secretariat area where the parking problem is there. All the IS or the chief secretary sits there, and don't have a pointer on that same thing. This is the mall road, wherever is there, the parking is a problem or regeneration. So this is also done from a 6 centimeter GSD. I have not created the vector data because that is confidential, I cannot share, but only orthophoto I can share. So this is for the Delhi area. You can say on the right hand side, left one, there whatever the new parking zone for the new railway station is coming. The Connaught Place area on that is the Okla area. That is the rainwater harvesting structure. Whatever the thing, you can actually move into that. This is the land cadastral, whatever I earlier used to get it. Then we have digitized these things. These are individual villages in different colors. Then it is the Gram Panchayat, different colors. Then the precision agriculture, which comes into that, the drone is coming into that. So whatever earlier we are getting, which is about a 40 or 50 centimeter, now coming to 5 centimeter GSD, the clarity will be much more. Now this is the plantation area, or it's a horticulture or other thing. You can see that certain plantation was not properly done. So it has to be need a replantation. So this is the detailed map of the Khasra and other things. This is on the left hand side, there is a sand mining area. This is the Yavatmal area of the Maharashtra, Javatmal districts. If we can go into that, I can go into the agriculture talk in 3 minutes. What are the fallow, what are the standing crops, as per the color and the connotations. So this is the thing is that the how the register of the record is there. You can see that there is a plot which is getting into a 12A or 13 or other things. You can get into the records and you can get into the produce. Mandi wanted to know that who is the owner, how much crop is coming, so how the FCI go down should be ready, so that can be integrated. So this is the land record. I have done a lot of work in the, this is for the UP. And I have a total GIS cadastral map for the 7 states: Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Tamil Nadu. All the data, the other things, I have more than 2 lakhs of villages data. So this is the golf course online. It is done. This is also there. You can know the golf course. I will not go into that. 8 holes or 9 holes. The total topography and the digitization was done. So this is the output on that. This is the garbage, whatever we have the Gazipur since, it is there on the left hand side, the 2 sides, and you have a cut fill analysis. I will not go into that. Yes. Closing. This is one area somebody has touched yesterday on the conventional area. I have just touched one salary, one slide, which is basically the geothermal potential. You can see these are the different potentials, and I have visited the Puga Valley, being in the top of that thing in the Ladakh area. So this is the transmission line. I will not go into that. Now this is the one video and I will close it in that inside, and then I will skip that thing into the trend and whatever is happening. Just one clip from that. This is the how detail with that thing. Say all these details is there in the database. You can have the bus bar is there, or even the nut is out of the loop and other thing. You can go into that detail. So this is for the thermal scanning close. Now somebody in the morning was telling that there is a thing is that you know that if it is a 765, 400 or 220 kb, what should be the distance for your drone. It should be 10 meters or 20 meters with a zooming, optical zoom or mechanical zoom. You can do this is a bus bar or a hanging things. It can be done in that way. So really you have to understand what is the perspective. Drone pilot will be not knowing unless until he know what is the induction in that particular route. It is a 220 kV, 400 kV or 765 kV. 765 is maintained by the power grid. Other 400, 200, 220s are managed by the district or the private organization. This is from the Adani we have done from the Pune Paldi area. First. So these are the report. I will not go. This is the one thing I just brush. I'll just close with these things. My first brush with the drone technology came when I was in the Abu Dhabi, and this is the largest one plant which is having 2 gigawatt of plant. Earlier it was started that there will be actually the for whatever the Paris Convention, the carbon footprint should be reduced. So they wanted, but although it is a very rich in the oil and gas, but they wanted in a social model, so they have to come into that. So this is, sorry. This is the different Telangana area. So I'll just close into that. You can see this is the largest. You can Google it. And there is also one thing which is on this sea floor or the bed. The same thing India is doing in the Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. The floating panels is there. So this is the different things we have done into that 3 gigawatt of watt power line. This is the WTG. I will not go into that. These are the mining. I will not go into. I'll just skip through different stages. This is the Jharia coal field. So this is the one thing I'll just wanted to share. This is the underground mining. The thing is that it is a digital mine in the Agucha in the Udaipur, and that is the how it is done. So this is the sand mining area. I'll just. Oh, okay, okay. I'll just go into the last. I'll just last slides. This is one archaeological sites. Just with this, I'll close. I'll not touch into that. This is actually whatever the crop cycle or other thing, AIML, other things people has already given. We are working also into the agriculture domain. This is the 3D model, whatever the structural model, the iLabs, I'll call. This is one whatever done for the two things from the pomegranate and for these things. This is the supervised slicing sets for the training sets we have created to create the AI routines. This is one thing we are launching into that. You can register the pilot and other things. It will be there. It will be with the BITS Pelani. We are collaborating. You can locate your other project and other details. Thank you. Sorry for the extending my time. Extremely sorry.